Gentlemen, have you ever had your beard look like a toddler face painting after you finish dessert? Well, stick around. Today, we're going to talk about some ways to prevent that from happening. We're going to put the main in beard maintenance.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is Heritage and Maine. I'm Matt. This is PK. You might be asking yourself, did these two guys get their beards trimmed? No, we didn't. This is a helpful tip that we're going to give you in this episode this week. It's the beard tuck. It's to keep that beard from being the beard broom through the condiments or the food that you're eating. So, like I said, when you're not in public and you want to save yourself a little maintenance and cleaning, go ahead and tuck the beard into your shirt to prevent those stray crumbs from finding a home.
That's right. It's a huge help. I don't know when I started doing it, but now it's every day.
Yeah.
I know when I first started it, my wife was not a fan. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm keeping my beard clean.
Yeah, especially when you whip it out in the middle of a restaurant.
And the thing is, it's one of those things that you learn from experience because too many times you dipped over your plate and come back and you brought some food with you.
And the bad thing about it is you don't necessarily notice it. You do it, and then you go look in the mirror an hour or so later,
right?
And you got like red stuff on your shirt. You're like, man, am I bleeding?
What happened?
What happened? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just had French fries, and I got ketchup in my beard.
Yes,
so
it happens.
The tuck is very useful.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about some of the most dangerous beard foods today and give you some tips on how to protect yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think one of the ones that everybody eats that's always a tricky one for me is a pizza, because you don't really think so much about it until you try to eat one. Especially a cheesy one with a ton of toppings.
Yep.
It will get everywhere.
Correct.
Yeah.
I like to classify the pizza in the category of the stringy and the sneaky. So pizza's kind of got two categories. So if you got kids, you're going to order a cheese pizza every now and then. And that cheese it's a bungee cord for your beard. So it's a bungee cord of molten lava. It's scalding cheese. It's going to get tangled in your beard. And you're not going to learn your lesson until it's too late. So the cheese pizza is definitely a mess. Then we go back to the pizza that you were talking about with all the condiments. Pepperoni pizza. That's one of those. Yeah. That's where we come in with the sneaky. So eating a pepperoni pizza usually has a lot of oil in it. Well, not a lot, but it has oil from pepperoni.
Yeah.
So the oil gets into your beard, and you don't really notice it until maybe an hour or two later, and you start smelling a little off-putting smell.
Yeah. Yeah, it stays with you for a while.
It does. Mm-hmm. And it requires a wash and a condition.
That's right.
It's not one of those things that you're going to cover up.
Yeah. Yeah, the best tip for the pizza is you got to fold it. You got to get the V so that the cheese stays inside. And like a pizza taco. Yeah. That's the only way to do it.
Only way. If you want to save the beard. Now, if you want to dive right into it, enjoy it au natural, then you're going to have some cleanup when you get home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What else you got?
Next one. I think this one's a sneaky one too, for me anyway. It's soup.
Oh, yeah.
Soup it definitely falls in that sneaky category where you wouldn't think about it until until you get a good grilled cheese, a little bit of tomato soup with it. Take that first spoonful, and it is, yeah, all over, dripping down, still tasting it. Yeah, that one's a tough one. Soup is just notoriously difficult to eat.
Correct.
With the beard. Yeah, it's one of those things, unless I absolutely have to, you kind of stay away from that a little bit. Yeah, unless you're going to get some mustache wax and just plaster it off to the side and try to hold your beard down while you're taking a spoonful. Yeah. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. Trust me, I've tried everything. If you're not eating a chunky soup and you're at home, you're going to throw a straw in it. Try to suck it up with a straw.
That's the only thing.
To save the beard. You really don't feel like washing it that night, and you're eating soup, a tomato soup, and a grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah. You're going to pull a straw out. Trust me. It's going to save you.
That's right. Cup of soup. Try to drink it with a top. That could work too.
There you go. Put it in a coffee cup.
with a top, and you can drink it. That'll protect it. Yeah, that's why now if I go get coffee, it's easier to drink coffee with a lid on it than out of just a coffee mug, because you're gonna dipping into it every time you take a sip,
and you're gonna smell it all day long.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lid is definitely the way to go.
Another good one in that sneaky category that kind of goes in line with soup, cereal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you're a big cereal eater. I'm not a huge cereal eater, but I will eat it. Cereal is sneaky. So you don't really know it until later on. Like you go to dip that spoon in your cereal and there's a little droplet on the underneath side of the spoon, and it drips down in your beard, and you can get up, look in the mirror, and not even know that anything was there. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Milk droplets in your beard, the sour smell of milk, it's not just a mere scent, my friend. It's a legacy for a poor decision. So, yes, got to be careful with the cereal.
Yeah, you'll quickly notice if your spoon is not exactly level.
Correct.
Could be a business idea. Just build you a level right into your spoon so you don't drop as much on the way in.
Yep. Probably a tip for that is make sure you do that little swipe on the edge of the bowl to get that droplet from. Kind of tilt the spoon to get most of the milk out, and then swipe the bottom of the spoon to get the droplet off the bottom, so it doesn't end up in your beer.
Yep. Yeah. The next one for me is, and this happened to me. We were visiting family in Florida with the little one, and of course we gotta hit up the ice cream shop. And I wasn't thinking. He got him a good looking waffle cone, 2 scoops on the top, and I'm like, yes, I will take one of those, please. And I didn't think about it at all until I took that first bite, and dairy dreadlocks.
Oh, yes.
Right across the top. And then I'm like, what did I do? I know better than this. Like, ice cream out of a cone is a no-no. If you're going to do ice cream, got to be out of a cup, got to be with a spoon.
There you go.
And then if you get it with a spoon, you can flip it upside down.
Yep.
And you eat it. Well, spoon's got to go upside down.
Oh, yeah. Has to.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Ice cream's on my top list, too. I put it in my Melty Menaces category. So it's when you, like you said, you got to have ice cream in a bowl, in a cup, something like that. You get it in a cone, and the beard will eventually become a melting canvas of regret. So especially in warm weather. I mean, you live in South Carolina. I live in Georgia. Ice cream outside doesn't last very long. So you're definitely going to need a napkin, a mirror, and a little soul searching when you eat ice cream out of a cone.
Yeah. I think that day I used about 85 napkins I didn't have any wet wipes with me. If I had of that would have been a good thing. Just stash a wet wipe with you when you're out. And if you have one of these, a little foldable mustache beard comb, not a bad thing to stick in your pocket in a pinch, just to make sure you stay sanitary on the go.
Exactly.
That would have been nice to have on that day.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we can hit a couple of ones. So like let's think saucy or splashers category. So like another thing that you kind of want to stay away from, not stay away from it. You just have to use caution.
Yes.
So honey and syrup. Honey and syrup, nothing screams regret like a sticky beard that smells like a pancake house. So let's drizzle with care.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
I've definitely experienced that one more than once, for sure. Because that's one of those where you think you got that bite and you are sure there's nothing dripping off of it. I've knocked off the bottom. I'm good. I got no stray syrup going, and halfway there, it unloads.
Yeah, you know you're a fan. You know you're a fan of it. Look at your shirt.
That's right. It drops the sticky bombs all over your beard.
Yep, an instant wash and condition.
That's it. Yeah, that stuff you can't get it. You can't get it out unless you wash it out. Yeah.
Yeah, the same category. Like I say, South Carolina, Georgia, big fans of barbecue. Barbecue sauce. I don't care if it's on a rib, if it's on a chicken. Barbecue sauce, it's not beard conditioner, people. No matter how smoky and delicious it smells, the beard is a trap for every molecule of that precious gold. When barbecue sauce gets in your beard, like we've said on other ones, instant shampoo and condition.
That's right. Yeah. And if you're at a family get together, hopefully it's outside, and you can just go after those ribs or that barbecue chicken and then find you a garden hose quick, because you're going to need one.
Yeah.
Just go off to the side and a nice spray for the rest of the day. Keep you going.
Yep. Yeah. And there's plenty of others in this category. I mean, you got tacos and burritos, especially ones that are overstuffed.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to wear that stuff. You're going to have guacamole and sour cream all in your beard. Just with care. Just don't overstuff it. You can eat 5 extra ones. Just don't overstuff it to protect the beard.
Right.
Hamburgers.
Yeah. Definitely difficult. I think you're probably going to say this too. Number one tip, hamburgers, you got to cut them in half.
You got to use a knife.
You got to cut them in half, and you can't go the whole hamburger because it's just too wide. It will go right across the beard, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
So you gotta cut it in half. Take a little bit of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep it clean.
Condiments are the bane of the beard's existence.
Yes. Oh yeah.
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 You have to use a knife.
And we mentioned the drinks with no tops, like a milkshake. You can't go. You gotta go with straw. Any kind of drink like that, because that's just not gonna work.
Yeah, any kind of drink. So like eating out, and they give you a cup of like sweet tea or Coca-Cola or something like that, you got to use a straw, or you're gonna have a wet upper lip.
That's right.
The entire day.
Yep. And you're gonna have to have that napkin going like crazy.
Yep.
Just to make sure you're, protected.
Yep.
And then the number one most difficult thing to eat that I still hadn't figured out a good way to do.
I can guess what it is, but go ahead.
Especially with the little ones and the little ones' birthday parties. What do you always have at those birthday parties? Cupcakes. That's it. I got one right here.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't matter what you do, it is impossible. Like, I don't know if there is a good technique that exists. I've heard the flip it upside down and try to hold your beard down and take a bite, and that it doesn't work either. I mean, I think the only way you're gonna successfully do a cupcake is with a fork, a fork or a fork and a knife. That's the only way, and get it into tiny little pieces, because it just ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
Don't even try.
Yeah.
And if you do have a good technique, absolutely let us know. Leave it in the comments, because I'd like to see a technique that somebody has for one of those that works.
Yeah. Eating a cupcake with a beard can be a heroic endeavor and a test of both self-control and structural engineering. I just don't think, at first glance, when we look at a cupcake, we see soft, cute, handheld. But guess what? Do not be fooled. This frosting mountain is a trap in a beard battlefield. It is. You can't do it. And like Phil just said, you can break it down. You look at a cupcake, and let's take, for instance, let's look at the frosting to face proximity. The cupcake is top heavy. Your first bite, and boom, frosting all up in your mustache like it's moving in rent free.
That's right.
You can't do it. And then once you get into it, part number 2, crumb avalanche. Crumbs everywhere. That first bite, crumb quake.
Crumb quake.
Crumb quake. Guess what? And guess where they land? That's right. Right in your beard's crevices, like little sugar bunkers. So yeah. So the third part of this, ice and transfer. You're walking away thinking you're fine. Yeah, guess what? Hours later, somebody whispers to you, hey, you got a little something in your beard, and that was like 3 cupcakes ago. So yeah, right. If you know a better way to eat a cupcake, like Phil said, there's plenty of tips and tricks that we've seen, and we've tried them all. The surgical split, where you remove the bottom of the cupcake and you put it on top.
Put it on the top. That's right.
Yeah, make it a little sandwich. Eat it from the side. Doesn't work. Yeah.
No.
The only way that works is what Phil said. The fork and dagger. Ditch the hands.
That's it.
Fork the sucker like a wedding cake. And yeah, eat it. I know it's not manly to eat a cupcake with a fork and a knife, but if you want to save your beard, that's the way you're going to have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. They're just little sugar grenades with
exactly
hair-seeking frosting shrapnel.
Yep. Exactly. If you're going to eat a cupcake in public, there's probably a couple of things that you might need to have on hand. Maybe a mirror somewhere close. You can use your selfie camera on your telephone.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you're not walking around with icing smeared all over your face. Little ghosts that are haunting your conversations. You can find, like Phil said, wet wipes. Wet wipes are a lifesaver. You usually got them around when you got kids anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a must.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I got another good one I'm going to hit you with real quick. I found a way to eat it, but it just seems so unmanly. Corn on the cob.
Oh, yeah.
Corn on the cob.
I know my secret. What?
I know mine. But yeah, corn on the cob. You got to beware of the kernel and butter minefield. Said, you know, it looks tempting just to dive on there and get to eating right off the cob, but it's a disaster, and you can't. The only way to use it is to use a knife, or the only way to eat it is to use a knife and cut it off the cob.
That is the only way. Like, my little one loves it. Like, we have corn at least once a week, right?
Yep.
Loves corn on the cob. You just have to cut it off.
You have to.
And eat it with a fork off the plate. I mean, that's the only way. It's not going to work.
Yeah, unless you want to go full bore vigilante and you know that you're going to wash your beard in the next hour and you're in the comfort of your own home, then go for it. Dive right into it. But
that's right.
Any other way? Yeah. Knife and eat it off the plate.
Yeah. Or if you're on a lake and you're about to jump in,
There you go.
that'll work too. But that's the only time.
At a cookout near a swimming pool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
another good thing for the cupcakes too. Eating
Yes.
cupcakes at a birthday pool party.
Pool
Go
party.
for
It's
it.
okay. Yeah, not a
Yeah.
problem.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of other ones. I mean, we can sit here and talk all day. You got the ones that crumb creators. Maybe not as big of a maintenance issue for your beard, but maybe an appearance issue. So like pastries or croissants, toast.
Yes.
For the flaky foes of the beard. Said every bite, crumbs rain down like snow and carbs. Right down in your beard.
That's it. All those are tricky. Yeah. You always have to give it the constant,
Yep.
the
Little
little
shake.
fluff. Yeah. And then make sure just, you got it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Potato chips and crackers.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not as big a thing, but yeah, you can catch a stray crumb or something there in your chin hammock every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
You'll discover it later when you least expect it. But yeah, it'll be there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you have any other good tips that we didn't hit on or dangerous foods, leave it in the comments. Let us know.
Yep. We're Matt and Phil from Heritage of Maine, and y'all tune in. We got more content coming. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.
See ya.